Gary Fisher's original downhill clunker was actually a Schwinn Excelsior from the late 1930s. The frame's geometry was really great for the clunker job. Its high bottom bracket perfect for carving the rough and dusty corners of Marin County's Mount Tam. In 1990, John Tomac rode to 4th place in the World Mountain Bike Downhill Championships aboard a C26 Yeti, a carbon-tubed factory bike. For this truly legendary MTB racer, it was a tame result. However, we remember it fondly because Tomac's build features his customary drop handlebars and his trademark Tioga disc wheel. It epitomises the Texans' all-out attack mode style of racing. GT's flagship bike in the early 90s was a piece of titanium wonder. They called it the ultimate racing machine, and it probably was. It was certainly one of the most expensive, costing nearly $2,000 just for the frame alone. Featuring the legendary triple triangle design perfected on the Zazka, the Zhizang was an unbelievable mix of weight and strength. Chris Chance created Fat City Cycles in 1977, but it took until 1991 before he would release his most iconic Fat Chance mountain bike, the Yo Eddy. These days, restoration fans would give a Yo pride of place in their collections, and the value of these beautiful builds is rising. The Fat Chance brand recently re-emerged from the ashes and is now back building the Yo Eddy in modern guise with 29-inch wheels, but still emblazoned in the classic grello or purple team colours. However, its 90s original with its striking 3-piece Yo Eddy rigid forks and supposed telepathic ride that those collectors want to get their hands on. Shawn Palmer was a shot in the arm for mountain biking. He came from the world of snowboarding and wanted to shake things up in the world of fat tyres. His 1996 Intense M1 World Championship bike is covered, literally, in his flamboyant fashion and style. The iconic Troy Lee Designs paint job, Magura raceline brakes and matching USA saddle made quite an impression. Matched with Palmer's aggressive riding and motocross clothing get-up, it was obvious a star had arrived. Cannondale are famous for their striking designs. Over the years, they have brought many development ideas to the market, including great innovations like the head shock suspension or the lefty fork. One of their most striking frame designs is the Super V. This full suspension elevated chainstay design appeared in 1993 and remained for nearly a decade. In the early days of mountain biking, there was a race to be the first to deliver a workable full suspension bike to market. There were some awful ideas, but when the Mountain Cycle San Andreas arrived in 1991, it revolutionised the design aspirations of bike builders for the next 10 years. It was simply like nothing else that existed at the time. It looked like it was from the future. It wasn't a race-winning classic or the ride of legends, but it was quite simply the bike fans of MTB wanted their bike to look like. The Ritchie P21 is a fine example of a bike that not only won many international races with the likes of Thomas Frischknecht and Henrik Janice, it is also the perfect example of the advances and design innovation that comes from Tom Ritchie, a man that created the world's first production mountain bikes. Along with being in the sport right at the birth, Tom developed force direction butted tubing that would revolutionise the way industry thought about frame design. A bike of this heritage in design needed titles, and the P21 team bike was not to go wanting. Between Janice and Frischknecht, it racked up both World Cup race wins and world titles. The Yeti Ark was the Colorado-based factory's first foray into aluminium mountain bikes. Iconic in its turquoise race colours, ovalised top tube with integrated cable routing and one-piece seat stay chainstay configuration. Founder John Parker was adamant that all Yeti bike designs were tested on the Norba race circuit. This was a unique looking bike that took design influences from twin shock motorcycles. The FS sported Manitou front suspension, of course, but its striking look comes from that rear end that integrated elastomer twin shocks. Although a dated design in motorcycles, this was a formidable suspension system in MTB. Click up here for more features, and click down here for a how-to playlist, and click on the big box to subscribe.